Hi everyone, Michelle here from The Creative Cove. Thank you for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Today I wanted to show you how to draw some mushrooms. I'd like to incorporate little mushroom sketches into my journals. And so I use up little scraps of coffee dyed paper. I do love the way the coffee dyed paper kind of makes the drawing looks even more vintage, you know, like it's been drawn a long time ago. I just find that really charming. So I make little sketches and then I turn them into pockets for ephemera. I collect the little sketches and put them in a little notebook until I'm ready to build ephemera with them and then glue them into my journal. So let's get started on how to draw some of these. I think what we will draw is this toadstool today. You can see I've done a couple little sketches of different kinds of mushrooms just to see which ones might be easier to draw and try to capture some different forms because there are some very interesting mushrooms out there. And then once you get to, going with it and you really end up drawing mushrooms, you can get really whimsical with them and turn them into little houses, like little fairy houses. If you like the kind of whimsical looking journals or that style of theme where you have little fairies in the garden, or maybe you're doing like a secret garden type journal. But anyways, and then you can really let your imagination go. So let's start by capturing the form first. So I just have a bunch of scrap tea dyed paper here. It got a little beaten up in the sun when it was drying, but I kind of like the charm that offers. So let's grab a piece. Go use, say this guy's got some neat marks on him. And what I like to do is I like to fold my paper. And that way it kind of gives me an idea of how I can use it in a journal. So I know that I can slice this right in half and I'd have two pockets. And then the ephemera's already started, which I like too. It saves me a lot of time later. But you don't have to do this, you know, you can keep it a full sheet too. So you've got your line here so you can unfold it and work with the paper like that. Okay, let's start. So maybe just try and zoom you in. Try and keep you in, hopefully you can see there. All right, so we're gonna start with a pretty basic shape, which is kind of a rectangle. So we're gonna do a rectangle with a curved top to it. So this is going to be part of the stem. And this is being loose. I have my coffee here. I'm relaxed. I'm not worried about, sorry, I'm having a drink. I'm not worried about it being a perfect sketch. I'm just going to take my time and doodle and play with it. And it might end up in the recycle bin. It might end up being something I might use. I really have not cleaned my desk since my last video. All right. Here we go. So we're going to go out from the side here, the little semicircles. And then we're going to bring those semicircles down and we'll just kind of give it a ruffled, broken edge and attach it back to that other side. And we're going to take this line here and we're going to continue it down. So you can do a faint line through here so you don't have to erase it later. And we're going to go that rectangle shape, but we're going to curve the bottom and bring it back up. So you can see it's a little bit wider here than it is here. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do, and you can pause this video if I'm going too fast, is we're gonna do a smiley face up from the side of this curved edge. All right, and then we're gonna do a wrap around. So from this edge, you're gonna go past it a little bit and you're gonna do kind of like a smirky looking face, you know? I don't know how to describe that shape, but a curved line like this. So if you were to extend these lines out, they would attach to the end of that. Then you're going to take the rest of it and you're going to continue it back round and stop at your original rectangle. I'm going to go back here and stop at your original rectangle. The next thing you're going to do is give this little smiley shape a hat. So you're going to go up, and this is where you can decide whatever shape you want your mushroom to be. You can do a real pointy mushroom, you can do a real flat mushroom, whatever you want. So now you've built your mushroom. So now you get to put the details in. So we're going to take our pencil and we're just going to pull some lines in. So the pencil I'm using is just a mechanical pencil, it's a 0.7 lead, but you can use any pencil you've got. You can use a pen. Again, this is just practice, loose sketching. And I'm just going to pull these lines in like this. And all I'm doing is I'm curving the lines until I get to the middle, which will be straight, and then I start contouring this way. So the idea is to really capture the form, is to follow how the mushroom grows. So they've got these kind of funky little channels that sit underneath the mushroom here that are, I don't know what they would be called technically, this part of the mushroom, but they have these pieces of mushroom that are just lines. And so we just want to capture the texture of that underneath. Kind of rambling today. I'm all over the place. There. So the next thing we want to do is we want to start giving some shade and form to the stem. So we're going to just shade in the edges here. I'm trying to keep my hand out of the way. So we're going to go underneath that squiggly line. We're going to darken it under there. So I put more pressure on my pencil to get a darker line, and as I come down, lighter pressure. So I'm just going to now maybe curve it this way to capture that contour. So I'm trying to keep the paper straight for you guys. So I'm kind of contouring my wrist, but you would want to move the paper around where your wrist is comfortable. Puts a lot less pressure on your wrist that way. There we go. And now we're going to give our feathery bit here, the piece of mushroom that pulls over, I guess the part of skin that is shedding maybe, and just kind of give that a little bit of texture. So I'm just scribbling, it's very loose. There we go. And now we want to give the top of the mushroom some texture. So these little toadstools have these kind of dots on them. So there's two ways of doing this. You can draw the dots in and then color around them. Or what I like to do is just color the mushroom. So you see, I'm not going straight up and down like this. I'm contouring. So I'm pulling out the curve where that mushroom rounds. And that's really important if you want to capture a little bit more of a realistic look. You want to follow the shape and the direction that the mushroom grows. So if you have a mushroom in your fridge, pull it out and put it in front of you. You know, most of us have those little button mushrooms. Put that in front of you and it will help you visualize how these mushrooms are shaped. So I'm just going to color this in. And you can, like I said, you can go around these circles, following the contour again. Make sure you really pull that circle, or that curved line up, not circle. It's early in the morning and I don't think my coffee's kicked in because I can't think of words while I'm drawing. There we go. So now what I do is I take my eraser, I have this little eraser back here, and I just erase where those textures would be. Kind of put those dots back in. I'm going to erase, soften this line up here a little bit. It's a bit dark. There we go. Now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to just slowly build up some shading. Just a little bit around these white dots because they're actually raised up. They're kind of a texture that sits on top of the mushroom. So they would cast just a little shadow around the rest of the flesh of the mushroom. Again, these are just quick sketches. just having fun, relaxed. Try not to worry about making a masterpiece in your first go. You know, it could be your second one or your fifth one or your 15th one that you really like. It's really just every time you pick up the pencil, you're learning something new about how you see things, how your brain teaches your hand to move the pencil around. And like anything, it just comes with practice. So if you don't get it right away, just keep practicing. It's like anything where you might be, you know, learning to ride a bike or learning to swim. It's just practice. I just took the eraser there and lightened it up. I think it got a little bit too dark underneath there for my taste. So I'm just gonna pull some thinner lines in. Trying to keep my hand out the way. And now I want to darken right in here. I'm gonna make it just a little bit darker. Really want to pull that shape away in the background. Okay, and then these guys, these lines back here kind of get, instead of a perfect line going across, we're going to curve that line. So you can see how I curve it out past the original line we drew. I'm going to curve it out, curve it out. There we go. So you see nothing's ever straight, it's always curved. We're always working in that contoured shape. And the more we capture the contour, the more form we build. So there we go. So there's our little toadstool. So we can put one behind it. So let's put one behind it. So we're gonna do another little guy. He's gonna come out from behind. So we're gonna draw a line going up. So this is gonna be this rectangle shape again, but we're gonna put a little curve on it this time. And we're gonna start we'll curve it here, but I wanna jump up here and do our little mini one with the curved top right there so that I can do this feathery little bit. And then I know where these lines will stop. Curve it up like this. And then we're gonna do the smiley face coming out the side. So wherever it bumps into this piece here, this mushroom, it stops because it's behind it, so we wouldn't be able to see it. And then we're gonna do that kind of grin that we did. That wraps around and comes right down to here. So he's kind of got a smile wrapping around this line. And then we're gonna do the back end of the mushroom, which goes up and tucks behind this one. All right, so let's repeat the process. We're gonna color in the stem, give that a little bit of texture. So you can see how fast I'm drawing. I'm loose, I'm relaxed. Just having fun with it. Pull my lines. See my curves? They're curved, they're curved. They get to the middle, they're straight, they start curving out the other way. Back end, same thing, curved out the other way. Curve these while we're here. Give the little piece of flesh here a little bit of texture on it by just scribbling a little on it. We're going to start the contour on the top of the mushroom, so I curve up. Curve, middle, so it goes pretty straight. Curve. So I'm going to darken back here a little. And I'm going to lighten the front. I want to pull this mushroom a little bit lighter, just so it sits in front of this new one we've drawn. Use my eraser, which is a great tool. And just kind of curve those lines back in. Just going to add a little bit of color back in here, going too dark. And I'm going to give myself some little dots on the back here. So use my eraser again. Gonna just cast a little bit of shadow, so just a little scribble underneath those circles. Same thing, just draw a little bit more texture in here. I'm going to darken this area up underneath because it would be in a lot more shadow. So you can really get into details with drawings, with sketches. You can start playing with light sources. You know, you can, this is just a simple sketch. It's really not an indication of where the light is coming from, but you could really play with that in future sketches. Where the light source is, and you can really play with contrast with dark and light, with shadows being casted is a lot of fun. And it really helps you practice your observation skills, because that's what drawing is all about, is really observing what you're seeing and then telling your brain to get your pencil to move in the direction you want it to. And that just, again, comes with practice. I'm still learning. You know, I've been drawing for a long time and I'm still learning new things. So there's our little mushroom in the back. And you can just keep going and keep going and keep playing. So I wanted to show you really quick here how I can build it into ephemera. So I have this little sketch here, the toadstools as well. So all I do is, like I said, I had folded the paper. I'm going to back you out a bit now. I had, hopefully you're straight and not wobbling. I had folded the paper over when I originally drew it, so I have the beginning of an envelope started. And then I just grab my round hole punch. I think this is 1.5 inches, and I slide it over the top. Oh, come on. There we go. Slide it over the top and try to center it. Pop that out. Oh. I think my thing's getting dull. Then I like to ink my stuff. I've always inked my work, because again, it just adds to that aged look that I like. And I rub some ink around it. And this one I had rounded the corners with my round corner punch, just because I like the soft edge. And now I'm going to use some double-sided tape. So there is a product out there that you can use it's called Fix It. I'm out of it right now, but you spray it on there and it dries pretty quick. And what that does is it seals in the pencil, because as you know, if you rub, the pencil's coming off, and it can get your journal pretty dirty. You can also use, I've cheated and used like a varnish, a spray furniture varnish, indoor varnish. But the Fix It product is the best product for that. You can buy it at most craft stores or art supply stores, and it will last you forever if you're going to get into drawing. Because the pencil can rub off and make things quite dirty. So, but I'm out right now, so I can't show you the product itself. I'll try and pick some up today when I go out. I'm just going to pull the double-sided tape off, and then I just fold it up. And then I can just go ahead and glue it in the journals. I've really got to clean up this desk. So here's the journal I'm working on. It's got some sketches in it, so we can glue it right there, but I think I'm going to put it in a page. This has a band. What have I got here? Starting to fill this up pretty good. Here we go. So here, I'm going to put it right in here. And now you've incorporated a nice drawing that you've done. And you saw how fast that drawing came together. You can just sit in front of the TV in the evening and give it a try. Remember, they're not all going to be successful. Some of them you're going to love, some of them you're going to hate, but you're always going to improve. That much I can promise you. As you keep doing it, like anything in life, you will get better at it. And there's the little ephemera glued in. And you can also decorate them. You know, I have some little things that I printed off, so you can put like a number ID on it if you wanted. There's all kinds of things you can do. But today I just wanted to show you how to do the quickie sketch. And once you start observing how these mushrooms come together, you can start playing with different kinds of mushrooms. So this is the same Same thing I did. The only difference is instead of the shape going down this way, the shape goes up. And if you have a picture, obviously I used a picture to draw this because I don't know how these mushrooms grow. But when I observe it, I can see that I can put in these kind of details to capture that form just by observing the mushroom. So I hope that was fun today. I hope you enjoyed that sketch, and I hope you give it a try. And if you want to see more, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And hit the notification bell, and you'll see the new videos that pop up. I try to post a couple of videos a week and try to teach you guys something new. Any suggestions you might have, I'm more than happy to do. Somebody had recommended a mushroom. That's why I'm doing this video. So hope you enjoy, guys. Have a great day. Bye.